I was muted. But that's wonderful. I was wondering how, the change from before you were running away to now. So I'm glad you said that
Yeah.
it's changed your life. And do you feel more complete now since you stepped into what your purpose is for your life?
Oh, yes, because now I can see things so much clearer. Everything just make
Mhm.
more sense now. I have more patience now. I have more tolerance now, and I just learned just to love everyone and not to be judgmental. Because that's the thing, we don't know people's story. We don't know what people have been through, going through. People smile.
Mhm.
You don't know what's behind that smile. So it makes a difference just to be nice to people, and that's something I always say. It's
Mhm.
nice to be nice, and it's true.
Mhm.
Because sometimes just saying a kind word or a smile or to give someone a hug, you'd be surprised how that might
Mhm.
encourage someone or help someone, because you don't know what they might be going through, what they have to deal with, when they're going home. So that's something I could say that has really helped me, just getting closer to God, having a more closer relationship and connection with him. It helps me to love people more and,
Right.
and try
Kindness.
to and try to be more open to people, because
Right.
a lot of people are hurt. A lot of people are hurting, especially now since we've had this global pandemic. A lot of people been depressed, suicidal, alone. Some people don't have family and friends that they can reach out to and say, hey, I need to talk about what's going on in my life. A lot of people lost their jobs. People having issues with health, insurance. It's just so much. And so when you have God in your life, you know that, okay, I could go to God. I could talk to him. I could leave all my troubles there with him. And I know he'll see me through, because everything works out for our good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly. And we just have to trust that. We just have to trust that relationship we have with God. But people that don't know about God, then that's my job to come in and try to help them to learn about God.
Right. Okay. Now, I want to ask you too. Since doing your podcast, Tiff the Truth, what made you want to do
Mhm.
that? Is that part of the ministry or?
You know what? That's actually it is so funny. This was something that people used to tell me all the time. They said, Tiffany, you always give good advice to people. Most of the time my friends do come to me and ask for advice about different things, even family members. And people like, you always gonna give it the truth. You're gonna always keep it 100. And sometimes I'm brutally honest, and sometimes people are
Mm,
not comfortable with that. But that's the only way I can be. I can only be honest. And one time I was talking with my son last year, and my son was like, Mom, you always tell the truth. And he was like, you should come up with a show. And he was like, and you know what? You should call it Tiff the Truth. And I was
ah,
just like, And it made sense. And I was like, you know what? You're right. He was like, because you always tell the truth. So that's kind of how it went. So it started last year in October. And when I
mm,
started, I was just, okay, this would just be an opportunity for me to talk with some family and friends, and didn't realize that this was actually part of my ministry, because now I'm
mhm,
using that platform to help people and to encourage people. And a lot of people, write me or email me to let me know that they really enjoy the show, that they're learning, they're growing, and that, they're learning more about God. So if that's what it's doing, then I'm doing my job. Because like I said,
mhm.
I'm no doctor, I'm no expert, but I have a lot of experience with life. And so I try to
Mhm.
share as much as I can what I've been through, and hope that can encourage or, give someone some hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that trouble don't have to last forever.
Right. That's excellent. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
Clarence.
excited because
Anything?
I'll be having you on my show at the end of the month. I can't
Yeah,
wait. So yeah, so
yeah.
y'all gonna have to listen to Gail. She gonna be on my show, and it's gonna be called I'm Every Woman. So we just gonna be celebrating women. That's what it's
Right.
about. This is the month of March. So we celebrating uplifting women. It should just be March though. It should be all year round. But
Yeah, I
we'll
agree.
we'll take March
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I'll be making an announcement too about another event that we're going to do at the end of this month, at the end of celebrating Women's History. So, Clarence, I see
Okay.
you opened your mic.
Yeah, I I thought it was very interesting that Tiffany, once she realized and accepted what her calling was, that things started to get a lot better for her. And it's a saying, there's a saying that I ran across, the saying goes like this: there's only two important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you find out why.
I love it.
And the
Yeah, I
fact
like
that Tiffany found out why she was born, and it's been a journey
Oh yeah.
ever since. And you can tell in her voice that she's found that she needed to find in order to move her life forward. And I think everyone needs to find out, why are we here? Because everyone has a purpose.
That's
And
right.
everyone has a gift to be able to make that purpose a successful purpose. You just have to find out what it is. And a lot of times, many of us don't find out because we fight it. You know, it can be, well, or we run away from it
That's right.
because we have that fear of failure, or we say, well, no, I don't want to do that. And we never explain to ourselves why we don't want to do it. You know, something's just telling us, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But, you know, you got to get past, you got to get past that. And once you get past that, the world opens up for you. So congratulations, Tiffany.
Yes.
I got a
Thank you,
question
Clarence.
too.
I appreciate that.
I got a question that came from one of the viewers. Her name is Determined Forever and Ever. She wants to know, how do you know your purpose on earth? How does one know?
Well,
I'm sorry, you
well,
broke up.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry.
oh,
We have one viewer, Determined Forever and Ever, and she's asking, how does one know your purpose on earth? How do you find out what that is?
are you asking Tiffany?
You know what? That's a very
Yeah.
good question. And who is she asking? Anyone?
No, she's asking you, Tiffany. Or I guess any of us could answer, but particularly I just directed it to you since you're
Okay.
our guest. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's a very good question. And to be honest with you, the best way really to find out what your purpose is in life is really to seek God's wisdom. And that's to go into prayer and meditation. That's the best way to communicate with God. And that means you have to, like shut everything out, get into your quiet place, whatever your private place is. It might be in your bedroom, it might be in the bathroom, the basement, wherever you need to go to get that quiet space and that time with God, and just pray to God and meditate and say, God, what is my purpose? What do you want me to do? And I promise you, God will direct you. He will give you different signs. And one thing about God, sometimes he talks through people, sometimes he talks through things. It might be something that might show up on your TV, or you could be driving and you might pass something, or somebody might come to you and they ain't never spoke to you ever in their life. It could be a stranger, and someone might come to you and say something, and that be confirmation. Like, you might keep seeing something, or someone keeps sharing something with you, and that's confirmation from God letting you know, yes, this is what I want you to do. Because that's what it was with me. I knew I had a calling on my life, but like Clarence was saying, I was running away from it. I was thinking of every excuse why I shouldn't do it. Even going back to school, I made every excuse. I said, well, The only way I go back to school is if I could get someone to write up a letter to give me a recommendation. I ended up getting 4 ministers to write me a letter recommendation. I only needed one. Then I was like, well, if I could get a scholarship, then maybe I got 3 scholarships. So it was like everything that I was trying to come up with, God was like, I got you. I got you. I got you. He was like, now what? Okay. So that's when I realized, okay, this is what God wants me to do. And when God wants you to do something, he's going to make it where it's easy for you. When things are blocked, that's not God. So when things go smooth, that's God. That's God leading you and directing you, letting you know this is what he wants you to do. So I recommend to go to God in prayer. And you don't have to be fancy with your prayer. I come to God, I keep it real. Like I said, I'm very truthful, I'm very honest, very transparent. So I come to God sometimes, I just be like, God, what's really going on? Talk to me. Just be honest. Let him know. I want to know, what is my purpose in life? What am I here for? What was I born to do? And God will make it crystal clear, and you will know. And the thing is, some of us have multiple purposes. Some of us have one purpose, some of us multiple purposes. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like you're not capable, because God is only going to give you what he knows that you are capable of doing. And he's going to help you along the way. So it's not like he's going to say, okay, this is for you to do, and he's going to leave you alone. He will guide you and direct you every step of the way to make it easy for you.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Tiffany.
You're
MJ,
welcome.
MJ, you jumping in?
Yeah, I agree with what Tiffany says also too. But I was thinking back when you had Miss Kennedy on Bullets for Life last week, and she was saying that week before last, and she was saying that where she was working and the little girl got shot, and then she kept asking, what can I do? And she found her calling, like that. So sometimes I think it can just hit you, something that may just hit you all of a sudden and motivate you, or it could be something that you fight against, like Tiffany was saying, she was fighting against it, or it could be something that you truly enjoy, and then you look up and now you're doing it, and it excels. Because I think all of us are born with a purpose. I think it's
Yes.
just a matter of you figuring it out, and a lot of times as you go along, it'll manifest itself about what you want to
Oh,
do,
yeah.
what you need to do. And it could be something great or even something that's just really, really small. So, yeah. When you are confused about it, I think you should go into prayer so that it can be revealed.
Okay. Well,
And
the viewer determined forever and ever. She says, "Okay, that's it. Smooth directions. I got it now. Thank you."
and
She's,
if
Right.
and if I might add something to that. I have found that people who have will admit that they've found their purpose in life, or they found what they perceive to be the thing that they need to be doing in their life. It centers around helping someone else,
Right.
doing
hmm
something for
Yep.
somebody
It does.
else,
All the time. All the time.
or
All of
something that's going to benefit someone else.
right.
And that's when you find out that it's not about you.
That's right.
Yep.
That is so true. And you're right. And for me, it feels good when I know that I can help someone. And you might think it's little, but to them, it can mean everything in the world. So it's just a good feeling to get when you know that you can help someone in some kind of way. So why not? Why not?
Right. So, so far on the podcast, do you have any memorable podcasts so far since you started
You know
in
what?
October?
All of them. Yeah, I would say all of them because each one of my guests have their own purposes in life, have their own gifts and own experiences. And it's just amazing because these are people I've been knowing like all my life, in some kind of capacity, either they're a family member, a friend, coworker, church member, someone that I know. And it's amazing because I'm learning something new, just like, they're sharing with my listeners. So it's a wonderful experience all around, and my first podcast was actually with my sister, Trina Tucker, and it was called We Are Family. And that was a very personal show because that was actually my parents' wedding anniversary. Both of my parents are deceased. That's Dolores Turnbull and Elvin Turnbull. And their anniversary is October 5th. So I want to dedicate the podcast show in their memory. So that was the first day of my show. So it's called We Are Family. So me and my sister, we reminisce about our childhood growing up and how, our parents were real loving. And from that show, I have just had different types of subjects. I talk about love, relationships, business ventures, you name it, we talk about it. And, like I tell people, it's entertaining, but we're also learning and growing. So, it's not all about, Christian and godly, it's some entertaining stuff and it's some adult maturity entertainment as well. But it's all about learning and growing and just, learning from each other. So it's really been enjoyable for me, just having the chance to talk to people that I haven't talked to in a long time or people that I do talk to on a regular basis and just knowing that they're doing well in life. That's a good
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice. And you're right. Every show, every guest, they're different, so different. And on this show, we had a variety of topics, and it's amazing to see people when they sit down, even if like we know you, when you sit down and really learn the things
Yeah.
that they are passionate about, and the things that make
Yeah.
them decide, okay, this is what I want to do. It's very nice to learn those things. So,
Yeah.
and
And who do you go to for advice, Tiffany?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Who do you go to for advice?
Well, besides my sister, God,
I was gonna say
because a lot of
besides
times,
Katrina.
oh, yeah, my sister Trina, yeah, she my go-to. She's been around 10 years longer than me, and she's been through a few more things more than me. So yeah, I usually go to her or my uncle Lewis. And my uncle, he lives in California, and he's definitely a very wise person. So yeah, those usually my two go-to people when I need some advice. If I'm not able to talk about it with God. I mean, but we could talk about everything to God, but sometimes you just want to hear from, you know, people's point of view. So they usually my go-to people when I want some advice.
okay. Um, Now you wrote two children's books, or are there more now?
Actually, my third book, it's in the making, it's in the final touches. Is right now we're working on the illustrations, trying to edit all of that. Because this is actually the final book of the series, because it was a three-part series. So this is the third book. It's called I'm My Brother's Keeper. So it's
Mm,
basically summarizing one and two, but it's also talking about the relationship that my two boys have, because they have such a strong bond. My two sons, they're each other's best friends, and I really admire their relationship. And so it talks about their bond as brothers, but then
mhm.
also the characters, have their issues that they're going to work out as well. And so it has a nice ending. But yeah, the third book is mainly just summarizing and giving a conclusion of all three books. But I'm also in the process now of writing my book about my walk with God, and it's called My Walk with God. So this book will be very personal, because this will be my journey of just accepting my calling and becoming a minister and doing what I'm doing. So hopefully everyone will enjoy that book as well.
Yeah. Her children's books are really, they're beautifully illustrated, and the stories are funny, and they have a moral to the
Thank
story.
you.
And if you can tell the people the two or 2 or 3 titles, you gave the third one, but the first 2 and where they can get it again.
Sure. Yes. So the first book is called No School for Evil Eraser. And the second book is called Be Good, Evil Eraser, Be Good. And like I said, the final book will be called I'm My Brother's Keeper. But the No School Evil Eraser, that was mainly about my son. At that time, he was going into the 5th grade, and he was excited about his big day of school. So he was ready to pack his book bag and go to school. And the characters are his school supplies. And their world is inside the book bag. So all of this time while he's getting ready for school, they have their own things that they're dealing with inside the book bag. So that's how the first book is about. And then the second book, Be Good, Evil Eraser, Be Good, is part 2, where it picks up because the story is about a bully, and the bully is the evil eraser. I don't want to give too much of the story, but the second book is basically going to teach a lesson to the bully. And then the third book is going to summarize both books together, where they all learn a lesson. But it also talks about the special bond that my 2 sons have, because the books are mainly about their relationship, but it's also talking about the characters in the book, which are the school supplies. So they're pretty funny. I mean, it's talking about a serious topic because we know bullying is a really serious issue, but it's also entertaining. So the kids will enjoy it because the illustrations are very colorful. They recognize the characters, a pencil, scissors, a ruler, but the story is given good points, and it's a lot of things in the book they'll be able to point out and recognize, a lot of hidden meanings and themes in both of the stories, and it'll be the same with the third book. And hopefully everybody enjoy it.
Right.
And for the ones who have enjoyed it, thank them. I thank all the people who have supported the book, because both books have done very well. And now they have been turned into audiobooks, and I was able to narrate both books. I was so excited about that. And yeah, and my audiobooks, they're available now on Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Yeah, I was blessed to have the opportunity to narrate my own books, because most people don't. Most people have to have someone else to come in and narrate. And after my publishers heard my voice, they said, "Oh, you're the perfect person to do the narrating." And it was like, who would best tell their story than the person who wrote the book?
Exactly.
So that was really exciting to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now
I have both.
So now I'm a narrator.
Wait, we didn't hear you, Marcy. Say it again.
I said I have both books, and great. The illustration is beautiful. Very, very colorful.
Yeah, I do too. I got them from my granddaughter.
At one point, are they in the library now?
They are in some of the libraries, not all of the libraries. I'm still working on trying to get them everywhere. But yes, they are in some of the libraries, because some people will call me and say, "Oh, I saw your book," and I'm like, "What?" But yeah, but you can definitely find them everywhere on Amazon, iTunes, Audible, anywhere online you can find them as well. And like I said, now they're available as audiobooks, so you can have the audio along while you're reading the book.
Okay. Clarence, you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, they are children's books, right?
Right. They're children books. They cater to like grammar school to freshman year of high school. But anybody, with a young heart, young mind will enjoy the books. But yeah, that's who they cater to more.
Okay, and I can find the book on Amazon?
Yes. All you have to do is just put in No School for Evil Eraser, or Be Good, Evil Eraser, Be Good, or my name, and the books will come up.
Oh, okay. Then I'll do that, because I've got some young grandchildren and some young nieces.
Okay.
so they can learn how to get along with their siblings.
Oh, well, I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about, you said that when you invite your guests on, you ask them about their favorite motto or affirmation. What do you, is there some particular thing you're looking for, or is that just something that that's just something nice to hear with people, how they kind of, their compass, you know?
Right. So it's not like a requirement, but I know some people have different mottos or, you know, like you said, aspirations that inspire them, encourage them, you know, throughout their day, throughout life. And it's nice to hear, you know, how people are inspired, what inspires people to make them who they are, you know, and it's just amazing to hear some of the things. Some things are just as real simple as, you know, I woke up this morning, you know, and hey, nothing wrong with that, because that's a blessing to be able to say I woke up this morning. So it's just nice to hear what people say. It's just really nice to give people the opportunity to just talk about what things encourage them, what helps them to become the better versions of themselves. So that's mainly what it's about.
Right, right. For me, I always think about if I'm debating whether to do something because of the time it would take to do it, or the commitment of time, I
Yeah,
say to myself, well, the time is going to pass anyway, so you may as well do it.
right.
So
That's
that's
right.
something that made me go ahead and do things. Um, and you know, just the very fact that tomorrow is not promised, the next moment is not promised, and you know, there are
That's
things
right.
that you may want to do in life, and you're not doing it because what, you know. So
Hmm. And
that's a
that's
good thing.
true. And you're right. Life is so short. And I always say life is a gift because it is, you know,
It
and
is, yeah.
each day, each second, each minute is not guaranteed. So every opportunity we have to still be here and to still be able to do something positive, why not? And like you said, you know, we're good at saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow's
Right,
not guaranteed. Right now is guaranteed. And so
right.
whatever you can do that's going to help someone or help yourself or just to help you to be a better person, why not? You know, we have to learn
Hmm.
how to stop making excuses and stop putting stuff off and just do it. That's what it's
Hmm.
all about. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Just trust that everything gonna work itself out for its good. Because I was good at that. I would make excuses up for everything. Oh, I can't do it today. Tomorrow. And I've learned now to do everything today. I don't worry about tomorrow. You know, I say, let me do it today, what I can. And that's the best way. You know, it's just like they say, live life to the fullest each day. So this way, whenever I leave here, people can say, Tiffany lived her life. They can
Hmm.
definitely say that. I enjoyed my life. And that's what it should be about. Life is a celebration. And every day we should be celebrating our life. Every day should be a birthday. That's what I feel. Celebrate your life like it's a birthday every day. You know, it shouldn't be no day that you should be like, oh, I don't feel like doing nothing. I'm not gonna enjoy life. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. Because you don't know
Hmm.
what tomorrow is gonna bring, but you
Hmm.
can enjoy right now.
Right. Yeah, because even if I decide today I don't want to do anything, I'm celebrating the fact that I can do that, and I can
That's
make
right.
myself comfortable doing whatever it is I feel like doing. So,
Exactly.
hmm,
Exactly. Right. I'm like
yeah.
just right now, I'm enjoying spending this time with you guys. I'm so glad that you invited me on the show. It's good to be able to see Clarence and Marcella, and I haven't seen Clarence in so long. It's just good to see him. He was definitely one of the best supervisors and managers at 911. He was somebody I've always respected, and you was always fair, and like I said, you always kept it 100. And some people probably wasn't comfortable with that, but I've always respected that about you because you just wanted us to be the best versions of ourselves as dispatchers. So you didn't take no excuses. You was like, I expect the best. And that's why we try to give it to you. And I just appreciated that about you. And Marcella, me and her was partners, and she was like one of my best partners ever, you know, and it was just not co-workers, it was a friendship. And I could say that with you as well, Gail. You know, the times that we work together, you know, I consider you my friend. And it's nice to have people like that, that you could consider a friend. And that's a blessing. It really is. So I thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Oh, thank you for being
Appreciate
here.
you.
You brought a lot
Thank
of
you.
happy feelings here today. Because over the last few weeks we've been talking about some really heavy things that are happening, that real issues that are happening to our community, and it's nice to have this wonderful spiritual uplift happening today on the show. And I can tell by some of the things that
Because
the viewers are
life can be
saying too.
heavy. Life can be heavy. I get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And you know, and we understand life can be rough, you know.
Mhm.
You know, God never said it was gonna be easy. You know, we're gonna have our ups and downs, we're gonna have our, you know, our highs and lows, but that's all part of life. But we just have to learn how to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and try it again, because we can always get it right. That's the main thing. Just don't give up, don't throw in the towel, because there's always another opportunity to get things right. And you know, things will get better. It's not going to always be bad. You know, that's a good thing. You know, it, like they say, it shall pass. It definitely shall pass.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I think failures make you better. I do.
You do? Mm.
Yep, I think failures make you better. I mean, if you don't have any, I think something is wrong. I think failures make you better. I really do. Ups and downs make you better. It helps you grow.
Well, they always say that failure is a part of success. It's an important part. So
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Even in your own personal life, I really do believe that. I think it just makes you better, because it just shows, because especially if you can get through it,
Yes.
you know, without hurting yourself, or and not so much hurting, I mean, not so much when I say hurting yourself, just dwelling on it and not pondering on it for too long. And you know, because a lot of things are heartfelt, but just pondering on it too long, you know. And you're right, life is too short. You can't keep pondering on the negative and the things that, and the thing is, just learn from it. Because I was like
That's
last
right.
week we were talking, nobody has learned anything during this COVID. Shame on you, you know,
Oh
because I
my God.
just think change is good. And that last year was a real revealing, and this year should be celebrated as, what are you going to do about it? You know, this is your season change. Just small businesses opened up last year, and people are still opening this year. They're just taking a chance on it, because what can you lose? You know what I'm saying? You can't just dwell on it. You know, people lost jobs and everything. So now what they're doing is they're reinventing themselves. And I don't think anything was wrong with that. Because at one point I was thinking that I was too old to start a business, but I always liked, I never really wanted to work for anyone or an establishment. And even when I started doing hair and did hair for 20 years, I felt empowered and in charge, because I quit corporate America. I worked for an accounting firm. I went through mergers and everything. So when I did that, it was just eye-opening to me, and it's such an accomplishment when you can do something other than what's expected of you, what society says you need to be doing. Go to school and get a good job. No, go to school and create the jobs for people. You know, create something, and make sure that when you have employees or when you have customers or clients, that they can feel your passion and whatever it is that you're doing, and you do the best job possible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think you just make it. And it was heart wrenching for me to take that job at OEMC. They had to call me back twice. I was just not determined determined not to give up my freedom to an establishment, but I had a family and we needed insurance. We needed insurance. But
Yeah.
thank God for Lord Goods. I would not change a thing because sometimes things are necessary, jobs are necessary in order to get you to the next place. And I remember, y'all remember Cynthia McCall? She told me, she said, if you keep complaining until you accept what you have right now, if you keep complaining about it, you will not be able to move forward. It was something like that she told me. So I had to learn how to just grab hold and grasp what I had and make it work for me. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody told me this quote earlier. I was looking at a video and it said in there, jobs are only to dispel your dreams, but take that income and invest in, basically what it's saying is, take that income and invest in what you really want to do. Make it an investment in something different. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you're put in certain places that God put in where you need to be at that time, and then when it's time for you to go. You have to just be patient and stand back and listen. And I had to teach myself how to do that because it was a lot for me, but also it afforded me to be able to do what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? So some things are unnecessary evil, as I call it, but it just and you have to be patient. And a lot of time, like you said, just be still and just hear what's being said to you or what's in front of you. So when I embraced that, a whole lot of things just changed. And now I'm back to the beginning because now I know it's time for me to move on. You know what I'm saying?
Just to interrupt you guys a few minutes, this is our 10-minute warning. We have a little less than 10 minutes before we're closing. We got to do this right. We got to stop going way over time. So I'm sorry, MJ, I just had to do that because we got to get this straight. All right, go ahead.
I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at it. But that's all I wanted to say.
And I agree with you, Marcella. Whenever you're able to do something that you really enjoy doing, it just makes things more meaningful. It makes life more meaningful. And you don't mind getting up every day doing something that you really enjoy doing, and you know this is meant for you to do. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is. But you're right. You got to go through some things. You know, I mean, I went through some stuff in my life. And if I could tell you some of the stuff, you'd be like, wow, and you still here? But I know it's because of the grace of God. God had something bigger and better for me. And I had to go through those things. And that's why I'm able to testify and witness to other people that you might be going through something right now, but it's not going to last. And it makes you stronger, it make you better, it make you more humble, it make you appreciate life more, make you appreciate the little things in life. I mean, the itty bitty blessings to the almighty blessings. I appreciate everything, and that's important. And you got to appreciate people, and you have to accept people the way they are and love them the way they are. And that's what I had to learn over time. But I think that also had to do with growing, you know, as well. And then my age, you know, the older you get, the more mature you get. And it's just a lot of stuff that you used to tolerate, you just don't tolerate now, you know. Like they say, you just don't deal with the nonsense and the shenanigans.
Say that. I was going to say that. Because loving people the way they are, I think that can be hugely difficult, depending on the situation.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, and some say that you can love them from a distance. You ever heard of that? You can love them from a distance. Mean you don't have to be in the same circle, and they don't have to be in your space.
Right.
But you can still wish them well. You know, you can still wish them well. Whenever you see them, you can wave. You know, but they don't have to be in your space.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember all them days.
I remember all them days, Tiffany, you was talking about don't let the old man.
I said, don't let the old man come out of me. Yeah, that old man ain't pretty. I tell you that. We all have the old man in us, that, somebody can hit that wrong button. And then you forget for a minute. You forget like, woo, I forgot I had some God in me. We all have those moments, but you got to learn how to pull yourself, catch yourself before that happens. But yeah, but that's why I know I have definitely grown into the word and got more mature, and and I thank God for that, because I used to have a quick temper and it didn't take much for me, but now I could tolerate a lot of things a lot better now because of my walk with God. So, but it takes time. It takes maturity. Everybody walk differently. Everybody, at different levels. So it's okay. So you can't judge people. The way they might do different things. You could just encourage them and talk to them and, kind of show them the right way. That's the best way to do it.
Exactly. Clarence?
Well, I think what you learn as you as you mature and you go through life and you get older, you can recognize things faster, and as a result of that, the situations that you used to find yourself in, you can avoid them now because you can look down the road and see them coming.
That's right. So true.
Right, and you take a detour and say, well, okay, I see where this is going, so let me go left, or let me go right, because I don't want to be bothered with that. And
that's right.
And that's what happens to me. That's what happens as you have grown older. You get a little wiser.
You do.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. We still learning. Still, like I said, I'm still under construction. I still some stuff I got to work on, but I'm not what I used to be, and thank God for that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody should be able to, hopefully, at a point in their life, be able to say that. Because I remember when my son was going through something, and he actually said he thought that he had a bad marriage, and he thought that it was just like he just really messed up so bad. And I said, something, he thought he messed up because of how we decide who we want to marry and who we think we love, and things don't work out for whatever reasons, and then you really get down hard on yourself. And I say, well, I don't know any adult that's ever made it to a certain point in their life who hasn't gone through anything. We all go through things in life, especially,
that's right.
By the time you make 30 or 35, you as an adult person, you've gone through something. And I repeated that to him over and over, like, we make mistakes and that happens, but you have to know, as you were talking about earlier, Tiffany, you have a chance to do over or another chance to try something that's better suited for you. So and thank God.
And even when you go through bad relationships, a lot of people beat themselves up about it, but it's okay. You take the lesson from that relationship and grow from it. Exactly. This way, when you go to the next relationship, you know what you're not going to tolerate. You know what you will accept. You know what's a good relationship, what's not a good relationship. So that's how you have to look at things. But I mean, you're going to go through some stuff. And if you haven't, thank God you haven't. If you've never been through nothing, but keep living.
That's
living, because you are going to go through some stuff.
You're going to go through it.
But that's just going to help you to grow.
Right. Okay, everybody, we're being really good today, and we're looking at keeping with this time. It's only 2.5 minutes left, so we should be winding it down now. Any last remarks for the show as we're leaving?
Well, I just would like to encourage people to trust God Whatever decisions that you need to make in life, if you're not sure about it, always go to God for wisdom. Pray and meditate. That's your way of communicating with God, and he will talk to you. And if he's asking you to do something, trust me, he will give you the tools that you would need. He's not going to let you go out there and not be prepared. He's going to walk with you. He's going to talk with you. He's going to direct you. And if you are going through things in life, just know that that's just part of your journey. That's part of your story. But just don't dwell on it. When you go through it, learn a lesson and just keep moving, keep striving, keep pushing, because you have a purpose on this earth, and you need to find out what your purpose is. And you have gifts that you need to share. We all were meant for a purpose, and we all have gifts, and you need to share those gifts, and you need to find out your purpose. So this way you can help someone. You're not here to help yourself. You're here to help others. And when you help others, that's how you get your blessing. And I just hope everybody enjoy life. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just take care of right now and trust God.
And I'll just say quickly, it was good to see you again. Haven't seen you in years. And I really enjoyed our conversation. And you other two, I'll see y'all next week.
Okay. Anything quickly, because we're like 30 seconds to go, MJ.
Hey, just want to say, listen to Tiffany's show. It's wonderful, great platform, and she does a wonderful job.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you so
She's
much.
on new shows on Anchor, 9 a.m. Mondays. Okay, everybody, that's it for Shypanther and Friends Show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. God bless and good night. Yay, we
God
made
bless
it.
you. Bye.
Good night. Thank you, Tiffany.
Good night.
Wonderful.
Take care.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Good night,
yeah,
everyone.
I'm so hurrying up. Thank you ever so much, MJ and Clarence.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
It was a pleasure. It really was. It was a pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
Night.